Joined by their skipper, Chip Hale. What's happening, Skip? How are you today? Tiki Tierney.
Hey, guys. I'm very good. Very good. Just having a kale shake here.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
6:42 Scottsdale time.
All right. Look, there you go. Get yourself ready for a nice day. And listen, Chip, obviously there's 23 other names and slots you have to worry about when it comes to a roster. But starting with a legit MVP candidate in Goldschmidt and a legit Cy Young candidate in Greinke, not a bad place to start. I love your team on paper. How's it looking so far?
Yeah, those two guys obviously are great leaders, one on the pitching staff, one on the position player side. So far, so good. You know, we're just the health part of it is important. The only guy that we're a little worried about right now is A.J. Pollock. He hasn't not played in games for a while, but has had a sore elbow, and he's starting to play today in some minor league games to see how he feels, and need to get him enough at-bats for opening day, but we've been playing lights out. Guys have been really busting it. A lot of competition in the middle infield and the outfield, and even at third base. So I don't know if the extra competition is kind of fueling it, but we're getting a lot of good performances.
Chip, tell me about the beginning of the offseason when Zach Greinke, who was the hottest free agent arm on the market, decides to go to Arizona. What was that process like? How did you guys convince him to come there? And also, you followed it up by bringing Shelby Miller in, who's not a slouch either.
Right. It was a shock to us. We were in a meeting here in Scottsdale at our complex, and Tony LaRusse, our chief baseball officer, was in the meeting and had to step out because ownership called him, and they gave him the okay to go after him. Derek Hall, our president, and, of course, Dave Stewart, our GM, they called his agent, and 6 hours later we had signed him. So it was amazing. It was very, very quick. I think he respected the way we played the game last year. I know Goldie and A.J. Pollock came back from the All-Star game and said that he had mentioned to Greinke had mentioned to them that he had really respected the way our guys went about it. So he was looking for a place to land. Obviously, money was important. And
Always is.
I think for the rest of the league, I think they were excited because the Dodgers and the Giants were the teams he probably would have ended up with, and that would have given those teams really two legitimate aces.
Well,
so
that's what I think is interesting.
We spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I think is interesting, Chip. I mean, obviously, you fortified your rotation while simultaneously weakening, one of your main threats in the division, so it's a win-win.
Right, no doubt about it. And we really needed that leader at the top of our staff and a guy that we'd lean on when we struggled and maybe had a couple, 3 or 4 games we were losing. And we know when Zach goes out there, we have a legitimate chance to win.
So, Chip Hale, manager of the Diamondbacks, and 79 wins a year ago. I think most people expect that number to go north a little bit. And Skip is with us here on Tiki and Tierney, CBS Sports Radio.
Now, you finish out your rotation, Shelby Miller, Patrick Corbin, Robbie Ray, obviously, maybe battling for one of those spots as well. What's the expectation from that group, given the division as we've been talking about?
I think all the expectations have been raised when we signed Zach and then dealt for Shelby. They are competing hard amongst each other. From day one, it was a different look in their eye, throwing their bullpens, and that comes from Zach. I mean, it's just a different focus. So they're all raised expectations. We've sent out, some of our big prospects and Archie Bradley. We traded for Tyler Wagner from the Brewers, and these guys had really good springs, throwing the ball better than I've ever seen them throw. But there's just no room right now, and their focus is totally different. So to have guys that are at the AAA level that are going to be pushing the Robbie Rays, the Ruby De La Rosas, it's really going to help a lot, and that's just been a total difference in the ball club.
Hey, Chip, I remember when Goldschmidt really first came up, and you were at the A's at this point. I remember sitting at AT&T a few times, and it seemed like his main thing was he took Tim Lincecum deep, and that's where I was like, and it happened like 4 times, if you recall, and I'm like, man, this guy's got a little pop, and he owns Tim Lincecum. What about his game, as he's clearly expanded to just bash every pitching staff? What makes Goldschmidt so good? Why is he such a superstar?
He's just a really, really good worker. I mean, he prepares and worries about the right things. A lot of people, we get focused on the results. He doesn't. His preparation is impeccable. The way he goes about it, the way he leads in the clubhouse, it's just the perfect guy to have as a manager. I always tell people if a guy stole third with nobody out and he had an 0-2 count and it was a strike, he would let him steal and take the strikeout to get him to third with one out for the next guy to hit. I mean, he's that unselfish. So,
wow. Not
and
many
he has
guys are
great,
doing that.
obviously, he has great skill.
Yeah.
He has great skill, which you can teach all you want, but he does have good baseball skills.
Sneaky quick on the bases too, you know?
Yes, he is. He just improves his game constantly and wants to be coached and wants to be taught. So that's special, and the rest of the guys follow.
There you go.
Sorry, my mic was off there, Chip. You know, I'm interested because we're looking back at some of the trades that went on, and when you look at yours with Shelby Miller, a lot of people said, you know, Dansby Swanson, who's looking good, maybe going to turn out to be a really good pitcher in the major leagues, Interante, another prospect, a shortstop. I mean, is this a win now philosophy that you guys are going after? Because you gave away a little bit of the future.
Well, we have a lot more. You know, that's what the minor leagues are all about.
It's a good answer.
A lot of our moves
Great
that we
answer.
made, you know, we were going through our roster pre-workouts, and it was funny because there was probably 30 guys that we talked about that we'd acquired in the last 2 years that people don't even know about. So, yeah, we gave away some big names. Dansby's going to be a nice shortstop in the big leagues. Aaron Blair is going to be a pitcher that's going to pitch in the big leagues. Is he a 5? Is he a 2? Who knows what he is? And Ender was a huge part of our team last year, Inciarte. So we did lose some players, but you have to lose talent to gain talent, and we need it at the top of our rotation. So we did that. Is it win now? It's win for the next 5-6 years. I mean, we have Goldie under control for sure for the next 3. Greinke for 6, and Greinke even said that. He goes, hey, I don't want to come here and try to win 1 year and then not be good. So we're trying to win over a long period of time.
Well, Chip, you know, and I'm sure you know this because you've been around the game for a long time. You know, you got a little pressure on you this year. Last year, a little different, you know. Now you spend some money, and, you know, if you win 79 games this year, I know that you know that that's not good enough.
Right. No, we understand that. And as I was talking about before, you know, we don't really focus on those results. Those results will be good as long as we prepare and do the things that we're doing right now and play the game fundamentally sound. You know, I've been taught that since my days back in the Bay Area as a you know, Camp Lindo Cougar. I mean, you don't play the game the right way. We ran laps. You know, we don't do that anymore. But that's how I learned the game, and that's the way we preach it here.
Yeah, Chip was a big part of Bob Melvin's staff, and I always appreciate you coming on for us, man. Good luck, and it's going to be fun watching these Diamondbacks play. We'll talk to you soon, Skip.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.